What is up, guys? Your friendly neighborhood Jax here, and I wanted to make this video because it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. A lot of people always ask me how I'm so inspired by anime characters, and while I talk about how cartoons and anime can get you fit in this video right here, so click that if you want, I figured I'd make a video of my top 10 personal anime/animated, favorites of just getting in the gym, working out, training hard. Okay, that is just my thing. I love that. I love training. I love seeing all these characters inspire me to train, and that's what I like to do. Blackstar from Soul Eater. Now, say what you want about Blackstar's ego and cocky brat attitude. Now, that annoyed me at first, but I have to give the guy respect. After reading the manga and seeing him train and focus and actually battle a god from training alone, everyone else had to, get power-ups, but he was the one who just constantly training, pushing himself past his limits to achieve these new goals and not letting anything stand in his way. That was just incredible. The fact that he was able to physically train himself to face a deity and then overcome it, or match it at least. That was just so impressive, so that is why he's number 10 on this list. Number 9, Roronoa Zoro from One Piece. Alright, the reason I love Zoro so much is the fact that he is in this spectacular world of all these characters who eat these fruits and get basically superpowers, and he's the main guy going, no, okay, I'm gonna train, I'm gonna lift weights, I'm gonna do thousands of push-ups, I'm just gonna make myself the strongest swordsman through hard work and effort and sweat. And the fact that he is able to match and sometimes just freaking fuck up these guys who are just super powered and you think no one can touch him, that is impressive to me. And he's on par with Luffy. I feel like if he had a fight with Luffy, I wouldn't know which way it would go. I mean, he has haki, but there's a reason he is number 9 on this list, because he is just so dope at what he does, and I have massive respect for that. Number 8, Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan. I just find myself being more inspired by women in the fitness community these days. I don't know what it is. It's just seeing her hard work and seeing that she actually has this pretty sculpted bod, and that she's one of the top fighters in the series. She's beaten titans, but also can hold her own. That is just so impressive to me. Also, her demeanor, her willpower, just her strength all around, that inspires me to work out. I want to be like that. I want to be the one that people look at and just go, okay, no, I know not to fuck with her. It's just, that is what she has, and I have utmost respect for her, and her abs are insane. Those are goals right there. Those are ab goals right there. Number 7, Korra from the Legend of Korra Avatar series. Alright, I gotta give massive respect to her. Ever since the fight was here, and then all of season 4, I've just seen her as, I've really noticed how physically, built she is for a girl. And seeing her, she trains a lot more physically than Aang. I'm more of a, brute kind of guy, and Aang was kind of like a Tai Chi sort of type, so I think that's why I relate to Korra more. And she is, you always see her training and working out and sweating and just doing all this jazz. And when she fought Zahir, she was like a force of nature, like a Hulk. And when Aang always in Avatar state, he always seemed kind of controlled, but she seems like a force of nature. Number 6, Natsu Dragneel from Fairy Tail. Now, Natsu is the first one on my list who has magical abilities, but after reading that 1-year training arc they did through, and him coming back with these crazy abilities and just, it's a beast, okay? He freaking melts rocks. He beat this giant with one dragon fist. It was insane how badass it was, and that just makes me feel like, what if I actually had a year to myself to just train, not focus on anything else, just focus on myself, training wise, to see how it goes. Every other anime has this, but his really just stuck out to me, especially since it's so recent, so that's why he's on this list. Number 5 and 4 on my list, Ippo Takamura and Kenichi Shirahama from Hajime no Ippo and Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. Now, the reason I love these two is because they are basically my peers. I feel exactly the same way they did. Being bullied, I was bullied as a kid, and then finding someone, a teacher, to help you to grow and grow stronger and physically better yourself, and just seeing what they both do, going from these weak kids. I recommend this anime for anyone who feels like they're weak or feels like they're not good enough to do anything, and then see these characters grow stronger and stronger and just basically become badasses in their own right. So that is why I love those shows, and I had to put them together because they're both just my peers, like I said. Number 3, Saitama from One Punch Man. Alright, now guys, I've been a fan of One Punch Man since the end of 2012, just reading the manga and the webcomic and all that jazz, and I just gotta give respect. I'm glad people are starting to love the show now, but I just gotta give massive respect to the dude, because you literally, even if his workout plan is so incredibly basic, he stuck with it. That is consistency. I give him respect for the utmost, the fact that he stayed so consistent with a simple training routine for so long, and then was able to transform himself into like the ultimate OP badass of all time. That is just such a thing to me. I gotta respect it. I gotta respect consistency. There are times that I don't want to do it, and he's literally saying like, there are times my arms were cracking, there were times my legs were heavy, there were times my lungs felt that I was about to burst, but I still kept going, and I still believed in myself that I could become a strong hero, and he did. And that to me is just one of the best things to ever see, just seeing someone accomplish their goals when they've worked so hard at it. So Saitama, you are obviously number 3, and he's also just a good guy trying to do his best. Number 2, Rock Lee from Naruto Shippuden. And the dude with no special abilities and no ability to create chakra, just straight willpower, strength training, and just focus and hardcore belief and positivity. I love that. Okay, when I saw Rock Lee as a kid, that inspired me. I wanted to do push-ups like that. The second I thought he was a badass way before the whole iconic boom, dropping the shit. That was just beastly as hell. Okay, that was a beastlier than the season of Dragon Ball Z, but I gotta give it, that was amazing. I wanted to be just like that because I felt so bad for him, like with Kenichi and Ippo, just everyone saying you can't be nothing, you've got no abilities, you're not special. And then he trained to become one of the top contenders of the Leaf Village, well until, Shippuden, and then they just, I'm gonna meditate and become a frog, I'm gonna absorb some eye power, and that was the only part that pissed me off. I'm glad he got to kick Madara in half, but he is such a beast. His willpower, training, inspiration, I love that kiddie show that he had, and I really wish he got more love. And the number 1 dude on my list, do I even have to say it? Like, this is just so obvious, okay? I've gone in depth with this story so many times, but I'm just gonna say it one last time, alright? As a kid, I was I was a little Bobby Hill looking chubby kid, getting bullied, picked on because I was an anime. I loved anime. I used to show it off, just seeing all these shows and all this jazz. Like, I love anime. It's so great. And I would talk about Inuyasha and Wolf's Rain and, Cowboy Bebop and Trigun and all this stuff in school. And all these, jock kids would make fun of me. And then someone would beat me up and be like, come on, try me. You can't do shit, alright? You're just a fat little kid. You're never going to look like those characters on your shirt. And so I would come home feeling like shit and just crying and feel bad. And I'll see a character like Goku, who's so strong, but so humble and kind, and he treated everyone who he was friends with as respect, even though he was way stronger than them, and he was so jacked, and if you fucked with him or any of his friends, it was your ass. You were just fucked up, and that, he will always be the greatest inspiration. Okay, I may say, I may be talking a lot about One Punch Man and all this jazz, and Dragon Ball Super may be kinda in the show department so far, but the manga's cool. He will always be the massive inspiration for me. He is the reason I started training. He is the reason I started doing martial arts. He is the reason I just wanted to be this personality I am today instead of a sad Jason Voorhees type, which I kind of was. I now, confident, well-built, all that jazz. He's the reason. He is the main reason and the greatest anime workout inspiration of all time. But that was my list, guys. If you have any characters of fiction who inspire you to work out, tell me. Leave it below. And like I always say, you can always follow me on my Facebook page, my Twitter, my Tumblr account, my Instagram. And being a patron really helps me out a lot. Like all my patrons so far, I really appreciate you guys. It really, really helps me out a lot. And I'll leave that right there. And, I hope everything's going well for you guys. Sorry, last week I couldn't do it. I was in the hospital for my lower back, okay? It gave out and I couldn't move. And I am just focused on rehabbing my shoulder, my lower back, and all that jazz. But, like always, guys, keep calm, booyah on, and don't forget, Momentai. Have a great Friday.